Welcome to How I Got Successful podcast. Today, Salomé Jonker is with us. She is from South Africa. She have experience of working at 5 different companies and currently she is working as a Creditors Lead at KT Wash Private Limited. Let's welcome Salomé Jonker. Welcome Salomé. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Priyanka. I look forward to our chat.
I'm very much inspired by your career and by your journey. I want to know that who inspired you for your journey and how you got started.
Okay, so when I was in high school, I was a part of our church youth ministry, and the pastor who was leading our youth team had taken me under his wing. He saw an opportunity for me to join him. He was also an accountant at the company he was working for. And when I finished school, I started there with no formal education in finance administration. So while I was working at that company with him, he arranged for me to do a pastel bookkeeping course. That gave me the opportunity to get to know ERP systems, and under his mentorship, he taught me a lot of what I needed to know to be able to work in a financial administration position. The opportunity came with some exposure to manufacturing, where we had to implement bills of materials. I worked a lot with the debtors and creditors as well, and that was very valuable. Because of his pulling me into this opportunity, this opened doors for me to go into administration field. If it was not for that, I didn't have the financial means to go and study. I don't think I would have had such success if it wasn't for his mentorship.
That's great. That means that job and that actually gives you an opportunity to learn more into the financial services and know the systems also. So it was a
Yes, that's very valuable.
Kind of turning point for you.
Yes, definitely.
What were your early challenges while realizing this?
Well, to start off with, when I finished school, I did not have a vehicle and no financial means to, like I said, take on studies. I had to relocate closer to our offices so that I was within walking distance. And other than that, it was just being like a sponge and allowing him to teach me what I needed to know and gaining everything that I could possibly gain from his teachings.
Okay, and what are the challenges you are facing today?
Okay, so at the moment, the biggest challenges within my work, I'm working remotely full-time in finance, which is not very common because finance offices are so paper-based. Invoices coming in and speaking to the receiving teams and the buyers and resolving issues. I'm doing all of this from a remote office. So it is very challenging engaging with other people, making sure they give you the needed feedback, being clear on communication, because you're not speaking to someone face to face. It's either an email or a Teams meeting, communicating very clearly, and just continue with follow-up and pushing people to give you the information you need. We've got deadlines to meet, issues to resolve before month end. So we really have to be on top of every issue until it's solved.
That's a kind of new issue, issue of the new world. That is remote working issue.
Yes, so that's right.
Remote working is also comes with its new challenges that you are actually facing right now.
Yes, that's right.
What advice would you have given to yourself at the start of your journey?
Being in the position that I couldn't go studying, I had no knowledge of bursaries, of internships. I come from a family, my mother didn't finish school. She was not well educated, and she didn't know that these resources are available to youngsters who don't have funds to go and study. I just had no idea. I simply finished my school, and from there I knew I had to start working immediately. I didn't know that there were options for a student who didn't have access to funds to further study. So I would definitely have told myself, ask, even if my parents weren't able to give me this information, to speak to people and ask them, how do students do this without the funds?
So at that time, the advice you want to give is to find out the ways to study and then do it, which you was not knowing
absolutely.
at that time.
Yes.
What's your vision for next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I'm very happy doing Creditors, doing what I do. If I could move up into a senior position, certainly that would be great. I also have a passion for teaching people, so in a mentoring role, that would also be very nice. Other than that, I'm not keen to make any career moves or to move out of Creditors. Within a few years, my children will be making their own career choices, and I would like to be there and guide them, support them in whatever they decide they want to pursue for their future.
That's great. Like, it's good to know that you are having some passions, kind of teaching, and want to move ahead in your career also, and also want to guide your own kids or children. So that's a great thing.
Yes,
that's a great vision
yes,
to have.
We all need a solid foundation. Starting your adult life. If you don't have that support, you're really just in the dark. You need to guide the youngsters.
Really good for me. Actually, I got a lot of things from you. So thank you so much for joining us and sharing what you have in your career and your knowledge and your journey. It was a great time with you. Thank you so much, Salomé.
Thank you, Priyanka. Goodbye.